Okay, thank you guys so much for taking the time to come to this Zoom. Amber and I talked about this about a month ago. Put it on the calendar because we really are kindred spirits. We're very similar. I remember the first time I met you, Amber, it was at an event in Hendersonville, and you came up so warm, so inviting, and you just said, "Hey, my name's Amber. I know your name." And we kind of met there. And then you stood on stage at the end, recognized as a jewel. I had no idea how young you were. And I thought, man, if I had known about Plexus at that age, what a different life I would have had. So I was always very impressed with you. And you're very humble and very easy to talk to. So I'm excited tonight. Guys, this is Amber Miller. She is the youngest diamond. She has a 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. And she loves being at home with her kids. She loves the freedom that Plexus has brought to her 3 years now as an ambassador. And her goal this year is on her re-entry position. Right now she's silver, but her goal is senior ruby, which would be incredible. That would be amazing. So I'm excited. What we're going to do, our format tonight, is I'm going to interview her. I'm going to be like your CBS news anchor. I'm going to ask her questions, and she knows what they are, so she won't be too embarrassed. Although I could throw something spicy in there. You never know. Okay, so the first question, Amber, is when you joined Plexus, did you know when you paid the $34.95 that you were going to start a business?
I did not know I was going to start this business. I should put it that way. I remember when I joined Plexus, I had already taken the products, and I love the products, and it was made obvious sense to join wholesale. And my friend told me, you can make $100 if you get 3 people ordering under you. And I thought that sounded incredible. I was 23, stay-at-home mom. I like to tell the story because I think it makes it real. I had 100 chickens and was selling chicken eggs off my back porch. I had a big old sign in my yard. I cooked for a wealthy neighbor. I took my baby from the time he was 4 months old into a bakery in town at 2 in the morning. We drive in there and we start baking cinnamon rolls and bread. And it wasn't because we didn't have money. We did. My husband provided really well, but I wanted a little guilt-free money. So $100 sounded like awesome just to share something I was loving. So that was my original goal, was just actually $200 to $300 a month, sharing with a couple people so I could have some guilt-free shopping money. And so I never expected what it was going to turn into, and I really wasn't prepared for it. And I'm so grateful that I had strong, encouraging women around me and an amazing upline, and my mom, who was an amazing encouragement to me to really help bring me to the place that I am now, because I know it wouldn't have happened without that encouragement and love and support. So that's why I love doing things like this, just to help other people get that same kind of thing.
Yeah, when you reflect back at your experience, I'm sure, just like I do, I think of that, conference call I heard, or that video that I saw that kind of planted little seeds of hope and inspiration. Yeah. I can't imagine doing this with my mom. That would have been, that has got to be an incredible experience. Is it hard sometimes to work with your mom? You weren't expecting that question, sorry.
No, it's not. It's awesome. It's kind of funny because, she'll say, I need upline help right now. She'll text me and I'm like, well, I'm nursing a baby. She's like, I need help. So it's kind of fun. And it's the best part about it, being in it with family, is being able to go to all the Plexus events together, being in Maui together, leaders retreat, convention, this jewel training we're going to, because she lives in California and I'm in Tennessee. And we were really best friends, and we still are best friends. And probably the first year I was married, I just cried all the time, having to be so far away. And now I think the longest we've ever gone is about 3.5 months without seeing each other. So that's probably yeah.
I think that compels people to want to share with their family and friends if they can picture being with them. I love that. That's so good. That's something you guys should be writing down. Take notes. Okay, ready? What is your greatest area of personal growth and development that you've experienced since becoming a Plexus ambassador?
Okay. If I had to sum it up in one word, it would be confidence. Confidence in myself, really. And I hope that doesn't sound self-centered, but to be able to know that I'm capable of so much more than I thought I was, that I'm doing so much more. It really makes me want to cry, just that journey, and knowing that at 25, I joke that I feel like a little old lady in the Red Hats Club, that confident club, that I have that now. And it's not just for myself, but for my family, my children especially, just having the confidence that I can impart to them. Learning how to talk to myself was huge. The personal growth books, I love too. Me, Myself, and Lies, that's a Bible study. It was incredible for me. That's the first one I did. And What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. We just got done doing that with our team, and it was eye-opening. One thing I really struggled in when I started, my husband actually teased me when I first joined, and I told him, I'm going to make a couple $100. I'm going to do this. I heard a story of another girl who did. I can do it. And he joked and he said, you're not going to do that. You never finish anything. And he wasn't being mean. My husband's the best in the world. He just knew me. And it's because I had said that so many times. When I was nine or 10 years old, somewhere around there, I played 6 different instruments, and I didn't play any well. It was kind of the joke, because I like to have my hands in a lot of things. I used to say, I'm a Jane of all trades. I like to do a little bit of everything. And I teased myself outwardly to people, and I told myself, well, I never stick with anything because I like to try a lot of stuff, but that means I'll never be good at anything. And I said that all the time, and I professed that all the time. And so that's why he said that. And I thought, yeah, he's probably right, but I'm a positive person, so I'm going to try, and letting go of that. I mean, that's personal to me, and I don't know if anyone can relate, but letting go of I'm capable of accomplishing this. I am capable of finishing it to the end. That old lie that I absorbed and took on isn't truth. That's not really my truth. And just taking responsibility of who I am and the actions I take, and not believing that I'm lazy. That was another problem. I thought I was too lazy because I like watching, Fixer Upper at night with my husband, and I like sleeping in because I had a baby, so I have to sleep in.
You're not lazy. No, you are not lazy.
Thinking that I didn't have the ability to push myself.
Mm-hmm.
But now having that confidence in me and knowing I can in anything across the board. The first event I did, and I like to tell this too because it's a little humbling, but I think everybody can. I was an Emerald. I had just hit Emerald. My mom tricked me into it in California. She put my face on a flyer. She promised her whole team I was going to show up. I bawled and I cried. I threw up 6 times that day from nerves, and other things that aren't so pleasant. I was terrified.
Oh.
I got up there and I did it, and Mom told me, this is one of those things, Mama knows best, you're going to thank me later. And I'm so thankful. I still got sick probably the first 6 times, and then the next 15, I sweated so many times, and now being able to get up, and the larger the crowd, the better,
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? It comes with the territory. Confidence comes with the territory, and I love that more than the money, is the confidence it was able to bring me.
And the confidence, it just makes it's hard to believe that you're 25. And I think that's because you can carry yourself in a way that people that are 40 or 50 can't, because they haven't learned that confidence. So I think you've just been gifted so much at the age that you're at, and you know it. And that's what I love the most about you. Okay. What did you think about network marketing when you joined Plexus?
Okay. I love this question because I just thought it was great. I didn't know it had a title. I was a baby. I still am a baby, but I was 23. I had never been exposed to network marketing. I didn't know it had a name like that. I just thought, you're getting paid to share something you love. Can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
And I think that actually that attitude has really helped me, because I hardly ever get a negative person that has an attitude against network marketing. I actually don't think I've ever had one of my own personal recruits or customers that says, well, it's network marketing. And maybe it's because I have the mindset that it is the best thing in the world.
Yeah, that's true. I think you probably erased that doubt or objection because of the way you believe about it.
Yeah, I didn't have it. Yeah, I didn't have that feeling.
Okay. When you share Plexus, what is your elevator speech? This question would make me nervous, like to answer myself.
You know what? I love this one now because it used to. I remember going to my first convention and being in an elevator with a couple other people, and I think I was senior Ruby, so I had to be good, right? I didn't know what I was doing. Well, at convention.
Was it Dallas or Phoenix? When was your first convention?
Dallas.
Okay.
I was 38 weeks pregnant with my daughter, and flew to Dallas, did the whole thing. Loved it. And I remember some guy in the plane, in the elevator said, "What's Plexus?" And there's probably 6 of us ambassadors in there. And we all kind of looked at each other hoping somebody else would talk, because we didn't want to like screw up the elevator speech. But now I love it. And really this comes from Ame Darling. She did our Super Saturday in California, and I can't thank her enough. And so now what I say when someone says, "What is it?" It's a life-changing body balancer. So, and then I just send it at that. That's what I leave it at most of the time. And then they'll say, "Oh, well, tell me more, or a body balancer, what's that?" And then I say, "Well, tell me about yourself. What issues do you have going on? Do you think your body might need some balancing?" And my goal is, yeah, right? Isn't that good? And I've even done that. I do that live, and I do that messaging. I'll just send someone, if they say, "What is it?" or "So tell me more about it." Once I ask them if they're interested, I just say, "Well, it's an awesome body balancer, but first, so I can know what info most applies to you, tell me what your needs are. Tell me how your life has been lately or what you've been struggling with." And then I let them respond. So that's my elevator speech, is that one line.
It's good because it sounds like the conversation switches into talking about them instead of you trying to prove your case. And I really like that. And can I take that down? I'm going to write it down. That's good. I love that. Mine's maybe a little similar, but I'm going to steal that. Okay. What top 3 tips would you give someone that says they want this as a business?
Okay. I have these written down because I didn't want to forget. Obviously, belief. I think belief would be my number 1. Because when I first joined, and not belief in yourself alone, but also belief in the products. And I always tell people to get it a few different ways. When I first joined, I had an amazing testimony. My mom had an amazing testimony. My dad had an amazing testimony. My mom was sharing with everybody because she was confident in the products, because she knew health, and she was confident in herself. She's a very confident woman. I think she went Emerald in like 7 months. I, on the other hand, had, the first person that took it for 2 weeks and said it didn't work. And then another person that, told me it wasn't working. I had 3 people specifically, and 3 people can feel like 300, right? Yeah. Especially in the beginning, especially not having any confidence in what I was doing, other than my own testimony, which really should have been enough, my own and everybody around me, that should have been enough, but it wasn't for me particularly. So what my mom did was she told me, "You need to go." She actually told me, "I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap one more time if you say something negative about these products." Because I would tell her, "You just take my customers, because if they join under me, it's not going to work. But if they join under you, they'll get amazing results." And she told me, "I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap." And she gave me a stack of health articles. And not everybody has to do this. But if you're struggling with sharing, but you might have someone tell you that it's not working and that's feeling like it's going to shut you down. What I've learned is there's always another side to the story. There always is. And you don't know what it's going to be. Maybe they're not taking their products. I found out that one of those people, I went to visit them a couple months later, and they had a whole cabinet full of all the products that they said they were taking consistently. They weren't taking them. Maybe their diet's not right, or maybe they have some underlying other issue. I've heard crazy stories that come out of the woodworks after a while, that if you would have let a negative thing stop you, you wouldn't be, I wouldn't be where I was. So I was really grateful for that. And I always try to tell people, look into blood sugar, look into gut health, look into inflammation, just research what it does and what it does in the body. And find confidence in that if that's an area you're struggling in. Now, not everybody is, so not everybody has to do that, but that was huge for me. Belief in the products, belief in myself, having the mindset from the beginning that I didn't have, right? So I struggled for about 6 months. I really stopped sharing the business. I really didn't do anything. So I went to my mom's house in December, and she gave me a talking to and really helped me evolve. But for that 6 months, I had the mindset of a failure. I had the mindset of someone who tried something and never completed, of someone who thought that they were too lazy. And I professed that mindset in everything I did. I found the excuses subconsciously to not win. So having the mindset from the beginning and believing I can do this. If she can do this, I can do this. I love the saying that another person's success doesn't mean you're a failure. It means that you can succeed too, right? So belief, consistency, you guys hear us preach that all the time. There's a reason. You need to be sharing these products consistently. If you do what I did for those first 6 months and kind of share here and then you don't, and kind of share here and then you don't, you're not going to get any results. And I lived that, so I know. And then personal development, I kind of already mentioned that when I said believe in yourself. Read books. You can never read enough books. I'm convinced. Sarah Marble has some great lists. I'm sure your upline has some great lists of books to read, but you are always going to find some little nugget. It was really just at Super Saturday that I found that speech that Almay gave me for my elevator speech, and I've been in Plexus almost 3 years now. But if I hadn't gone because Super Saturdays for newbies or something like that, I wouldn't have heard that. Or if I hadn't, we made a video with her saying all that stuff. If I hadn't watched it, if you're not watching videos constantly, you're not going to hear that little thing that you need to hear. So personal development. And then if I can throw one more in there, influence. Having influence and creating influence, I think, is huge. So as a 23-year-old that was homeschooled her entire life, I had no high school friends. I didn't have any college friends. I never had a job, so I didn't have any workplace friends. And I live an hour from the largest town. So I really had to work on creating influence on social media and making myself a valuable person, someone that people wanted to follow and read what they put up. So just being interesting. And I love that Plexus opens these doors to network with other people and really show who you are. I love cooking, so putting recipes up is a thing I enjoy. Just being interesting and valuable to people, and creating a bigger story around yourself.
I think
I'm talking so much here.
I am learning so much because I feel like I could bring you up to so many people that say, I don't know anybody. I don't have a network. I mean, I can't. You're homeschooled, no high school friends, you live an hour away from, it's just truly, if I describe that to someone, I wouldn't have said this is a diamond, a future diamond, because you wouldn't have thought that. But, you just can't, create a box for what a diamond looks like. It's all about who we are and where we're going.
Exactly.
Good. Oh, it's so good. Okay. I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Are you done with that one?
I'm done.
Okay, good. Here's my last question. Busy mom question. I know a lot of people struggle with this. Where do you fit Plexus into your life?
Okay. I fit it into the nook and crannies so much, especially in the beginning. Now I try to really have more of work hours type thing because I can, but in the beginning, and that's really just the last couple months, but in the last couple years, it was really, I like to tell people, if you want to read health articles, but you don't want to have your phone or your computer up and you don't have time to sit there because your kids want to go outside and play, I have 2 toddlers, print them out. Every time you see a health article, print it out on a printer or save it on your phone. I put a stack next to my door. I have a big little play area there, a stack of them all stapled together. My kids want to go outside and play. I grab 2 off the top and I go outside with them and sit on the porch and I'm reading and talking and reading and talking. I'm fitting it in. People tell me, I always tell people to go out and meet new people and join circles, and they say, well, I have kids, I can't do that. Like, use your children as an asset. Number one, they're a blessing. And number 2, they can be a great tool in meeting people. I get so many more comments when I go out to the mall or a store with my children than I do when I'm by myself. Because no one's going to be like, you're so cute, to me. But to my kids, they're adorable, or I get a lot of times, wow, you must have your hands full, because I have a really energetic little boy. And those are such great openings to slip in a little something about what you do. So if someone says to me, wow, you must really have your hands full, I might say, yeah, well, you should see me working from home, how fun that is, and kind of make a little laugh. And my goal is to get them to ask me, oh, what do you do? So I like to say something like that. Or if we're going to go on a trip, because we do a lot of traveling, like, well, actually, they might look crazy, but they're really good on the airplanes. We do a lot of traveling, and they're really good at that, so I'm thankful.
Ooh, that's good.
And I'm trying to get them to ask me, oh, why do you travel? What do you do? Oh, you know, I am in the business of changing people's lives, and it's amazing. I love it. I do it every day. You know,
oh, that's good.
Yeah, like this. I use them as a tool and as an opening. I'm so glad that my son's getting old enough to put in classes. He's going to turn 4 soon so that I can meet other moms. And then I also get up really early in the morning so that I can get some time in away from the kids so they don't see me addicted to my phone all the time. And I use voice messenger all the time on my Facebook, especially when I'm cooking dinner. I'm like, da, 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 you know, saute. So you just do it. You choose your hard and you choose your excuses. Everybody has an excuse, you know. Make them work for you, or choose that they're not going to stop you, and have discipline and determination, because you can. Everybody can. It's just a choice.
Yeah. And you clearly love your children. You stay home with them. They're a priority to you. And then, of course, you just have to map it out and figure out how it's going to fit in. Gosh, I could keep asking you questions if you want.
No, it's your turn. I want to hear you.
Okay. I should have gone first.
Okay.
Hey, hold on a second. Let me just get ready. Okay. I'm ready now, Amber. Ask me.
All right. Well, first off, let me do a little intro for you.
Okay.
If people don't know you, Jennifer is a diamond in the company. I don't know how fast you went. You have to tell us. But she has 4 homeschooled children they look like they're a lively bunch. If you watch her Diamond Doc, it's my absolute favorite. Go on YouTube and watch it. If you have not watched it, you will cry. It is so good. I don't always watch them when they first come out, and when I saw that yours came out, I was like, husband, I had him sit down. We gotta watch this one, because she's always been a really role model for me. But she's amazing, and she's so real. Her videos that you watch and her trainings that you watch, they leave you in tears because you can hear that raw emotion. And I think that's what I love most about Jennifer, is how real and open she is. So I'm excited to hear your answer.
Now you're gonna make me cry.
All right. So did you know when you joined Plexus that you were going to grow a business?
Okay. So my answer to this is a little bit about network marketing, that question. I was embarrassed of network marketing. So I wanted the products to work, but absolutely was not going to join for a business. All I wanted was the cheapest price. And I actually thought I was only going to be able to afford 1 month's worth of products, because my mother-in-law gave us money, and that was it. That's all I had for that 1 month. And I did notice a difference that first month. I didn't lose weight or anything, but other things that I knew I never did in the past, you know, willpower, control, and it made me a little more motivated to tell people. So I did exactly what my upline told me to do, you know, the thing that she said that I rolled my eyes at. She said, you know, if you told your mom, your sister, your best friend, you'd make, and she told me exactly how much I'd make. And as soon as I just decided, I took that information that I thought was ridiculous and used it. Funny how duplication works, right? So I told my mom, I told my sister, I told my best friend, and that allowed me to go 1 more month. I had customers. Was interesting to me a little bit, but I had a bad experience in the past where someone wanted me to join a company and they hounded me. They called me. And it just left a bad impression. So I wanted to make sure. Just didn't want to be that person. And so I was very turned off to network marketing. And that plagued me my first full year as an ambassador. You know, I bought a Plexus t-shirt. I wanted to wear it out. I loved the products. They were changing my life. But I was still afraid. I was so afraid. But actually, one of my first ambassadors signed up accidentally. She was trying to order the product, and she ended up joining. And then I thought, well, that's interesting. Then another girl joined, and I thought, well, I guess I just need 1 more to be silver. So I kind of talked around and looked around. And then at that time, you were allowed to sign up your spouse, and I did. And I was like, woo, I'm silver. I don't know how that happened. So I think the business started gradually for me, and I just decided, you know, my family struggled so much. I saw these little things here and there, the $25 building business bonus from the welcome pack, or my first paycheck from my mom, my sister, and my best friend. That was money that we'd never seen before. Now it's funny because I think back and go, I can't believe $100 but really $100 can change someone's life. And that's the truth. So no, I didn't join for a business, but I woke up pretty quick to the opportunity.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Okay. What is the greatest area of personal growth and development you have experienced since you became a Plexus ambassador?
Okay. Mine is very similar to yours. I lacked so much belief in myself, and I don't even know if I really knew that. It's like Plexus put a compact mirror in my face to let me look at who I am. One of the things that, and I don't regret this because I think it's just part of my story and I'm moving forward in a positive way, but I always spoke so negatively about myself in front of my children. I would say things like, I feel ugly, or I feel fat, or do I look ugly in this? I never said anything positive. And I feel like I didn't teach my children the things that I want them to know and grow into be healthy adults. So that was one area where I didn't like myself physically. But I also would say things like, you don't have anything to offer, or you're not a business person, you don't know about business, or your story really doesn't matter. You know, someone else's story matters more. And I said that to myself all the time. If someone said something negative to me, it was like a magnet. It just stuck to me and I'd replay it in my head over and over and over again. I still didn't realize how much power people had over me and how much my words made a difference. And over time, and thank goodness for amazing people like Sarah Marble and Sonia Dudley, that they care so much about us waking up and seeing how much our mindset really, really matters. At first, I resisted that because I thought, well, I don't want to spend time working on myself. I'm a forgiven person and I've been made new and I don't need to work on my mind. But I was wrong. And what I found out was that I cannot love people well if I don't love myself. I cannot empower other people if I'm not empowered. I can't lead someone unless I know that I can be a leader. How do I make other leaders if I'm not a leader? And it became this path of growing as a person, becoming in that path a better wife, a better mom. Plexus has been a complete holistic experience for me because yes, it did help me lose a lot of weight, help me to feel healthy, and help me to change choices. But it also helped me with my mind, with my future, with my relationships. It's been incredible. That's been something that I didn't expect, didn't know. And I think Tarl Robinson, our CEO, said something about when you signed up for Plexus, you thought you were just getting products, but what you also got was personal growth and development. And it's true. I love it. I didn't understand it, but I do now. And I encourage that for each one of you that's listening tonight, really make yourself a priority. It's important. You matter. Your mindset matters. And just start simple. Listen to 5-10-minute YouTube clips from John Maxwell. You couldn't get someone more powerful with words. 25 Ways to Win with People is incredible. It's on YouTube, all the 2 hours. And just when you're brushing your teeth or putting on your makeup, whatever you're doing dishes. I don't do dishes, but if I were to do dishes, I would listen to that. And it's very helpful. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, gosh, I love it. I mean, mindset, like you said, and I'm so grateful for Sonia and Helen and people that taught that.
Yeah.
It's invaluable, and I don't think people get it. And so I challenge you as ambassadors, if I can throw this in, while you're listening, is listen to your self-talk over the next 2 days, even just tomorrow. How many times do you say something negative about yourself in your mind? You know, you don't say it out loud usually, or negative even about what you're doing. It does not help me to say, I hate laundry. I have to fold another load. I absolutely hate laundry. That doesn't help get the job done any better, right? So even as something as simple as that, I challenge you to hear yourself talk and really pay attention. And I think it'll be eye-opening for you if you haven't done that yet. But I love that. I love that, Jennifer. Okay. What did you think about network marketing when you first joined? You kind of answered this.
I did. Yeah. Well, I think that's why the Plexus vision statement is something that I've just grabbed hold to. I love it. It says network marketing is the greatest industry on earth. Maybe for someone else when they say that, it's like, yeah, I think that. But when I say it, it means so much more. It was the hardest thing in the world for me to actually say that out loud. Now when someone says, or is that they'll usually say, is that MLM or multi-level marketing? I go, yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah. Like to actually get compensated beyond your wildest dreams for doing something that you're trying to change the world, help others. Everybody has to have a job. We all have to provide for our families. I feel pretty lucky. And what's funny is I was always disappointed in just the conventional way of working. My husband was such a hard worker. He never missed a day of work. He left at 5 a.m, came home at 7 at night, and we never made more than, and I hope this isn't tacky for saying the amount, but we never made more than $31,000 a year. And here we had a family of 6. We were struggling. That was with promotions and bonuses. He was recognized as the best employee of the year and brought on stage. And that was what he was compensated. So yeah, I'm in network marketing, and it cuts out the middleman, and we don't pay celebrities, and we make a difference. And we have small business owners, moms, dads, sisters, working together to share products that will change lives, that work, and I'm proud of it. So yeah, I'm a network marketer, people.
I feel like I just got schooled. Like, yes, I'm a network marketer. We all just want like a shirt that says it. Okay, so when you share Plexus with someone, what is your elevator speech?
Okay, so in the beginning, my elevator speech was a hot mess. It was like, I remember one girl came up to me and she's like, you look like you're losing weight. And I was like, oh, yeah, Plexus. It regulates your blood sugar. It was horrible. I mean, I just think about it and I'm embarrassed. And she was like, okay, and like left, and that was it. Over time, it's grown, and I was at a restaurant with some friends. We were doing a training, and I was wearing my convention shirt, the One Plexus shirt. And the lady, it was like, I felt like I was on candid camera. She was like, oh, what's Plexus? Pointed to my shirt. And I was like, it's what changed my life. And she leaned into me, which I've heard is like a sign that you're doing it right. Like they're wanting more. And she said, how did it change your life? And I said, I don't even know where to start. I lost weight. I feel amazing. I have an incredible home business. My husband retired. You want to know more? And she was like, yeah. And she gave me her card and wrote her number on it. And we began a relationship, having a conversation. So many times I feel like with your elevator speech, we feel desperate to close in that speech. We're not. We're creating the very first flick of the domino. So yeah, we have to give a little bit so that people want to bite on, but we don't have to close. Where we say, you should go to my website. You know, one of the things that's really frustrating to me with elevator speeches or just messaging people in general is when people leave messages open-ended at the end. Like, if you want any more information, let me know. And they're thinking, don't really want any more. Thank you. And then the conversation's over. If you always end your conversations with a yes or a no or some requirement for a return message, I think it makes all the difference. So in that elevator speech, when you say it's what changed my life, someone's going to say something back. And if you say it's a health and wellness company that started in 2000, and you just start spilling every bit of information, nobody really wants that much information. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I love that. I'm going to steal yours now. You can have mine, I'll take yours. Okay, so your top 3 tips. What are your top 3 tips to an ambassador?
Okay, so I'm going to say what you said, but I'm restating it in my own words. Because the very first thing that I was going to say is the 4 pillars of belief. When people order products, the very first couple months as an ambassador, I knew the products worked for me, and I felt confident. But then the very first person that said after a month, or even one of them said after a week, I'm not losing weight, I apologized. I questioned the products. And I started to think they didn't work. Maybe I was just a fluke. Maybe I was the one out of a million that they actually worked for. How lucky am I? Well, my belief in the products had to grow. And the more that I saw friends and family, the more that I saw other people having success in the business, the more testimonies, I became so unstoppable. My belief in the products is, and I'm encouraging everyone to take on this belief, when someone orders, do not cross your fingers and pray, dear God, please let these products work for them. No, this should be your prayer. Dear God, please let these people use these products consistently, because the products work. There's just no doubt about it. They have the right ingredients. Therefore, actual real root issues in our body. There's no doubt. They work. End of story, period. And if you can feel that way, you will have no reservation messaging people. People sense when you feel reserved, pulled back, a little bit uncertain. If you feel embarrassed of network marketing, you don't say that, but they can feel it. So your posture is all involved in your belief. Do you believe in the company? Do you believe in our executives? Do you believe that they have our best interests at heart? When Suzanne came back from Leaders Retreat, she's my upline, she made a post on her team page about the executives. She said, I thought that I was totally in, but now I'm like really in. Our executives, they have character. They care about our future. I didn't even know them. I don't even think I knew their last name, but I was like, these men are amazing. And I'm telling y'all right now, this team, we're about to blow up because our executives care. And I didn't even know them, but I borrowed that belief that she had in them. And now I truly do believe that. And do you believe in the compensation plan? That's the easiest one because, you know, Plexus allows you to earn back your money right out the gate. It's such an amazing compensation plan. And then do you believe in yourself? So if you really want this business, ask yourself those 4 questions. I would never want someone to start a business when they didn't really believe that the products worked. We're a product-driven company. You won't be successful if you have any shadow of doubt. So that's something to work on. And then being consistent, like you said, so many times people post for a week or 2 weeks and they don't get any bites. And then they say, nobody wants the products from me. And I say to them, how many people were right there on the edge of the cliff? Just right there. And then you want to quit. You've built their belief and they were just about to message you and then you quit. And then they think, I knew it. I knew it. Because in our culture, people don't stick with things. And so people are going to take longer. I call it Plexus dating because some people, y'all, 2.5 years I've been doing this. And just today, one of the very first people I ever told about Plexus, I even gave her a couple sticks of Slim to try, which I am not a sampler. So that was a big deal for me. She joined today. 2.5 years, people. You have got to commit. Bloom where you're planted. Put your flag down and say, I'm in it to win it. And I ain't quitting no matter what. So those are my suggestions for someone that wants a successful business.
Ah, I love it. I want to go write them down. The 4 pillars. I haven't. Oh, someone just said I'm in it to win it. Yes.
Yes, I love that.
All right. Your busy mom tip. So if someone has a lot of little children, and they're trying to, make this work, what would you suggest? How do you make this work?
Okay. Well, I'm going to be as vulnerably honest as I possibly can. Here's where we were in our life. We could not keep the electricity on. We could not buy groceries. We struggled, and I knew that I had something that could change everything. So there were times that I was not 100%. Of course, I was there with my kids, and I love them, but I was, like you said, on my phone. And that went on for a good 5-6 months while I was building up my team. And my husband knew this was going to happen, and my kids knew this was going to happen. I sat him down and I said, look, Mommy wants to do this for our family so that we can have financial freedom. So there were some months that were harder than other months. I think it was worth it, but you cannot run that way long term. It's not good for you, it's not good for your family, and it's not really giving a picture of Plexus freedom to the people that join your team. So I learned I had to have balance. When you get to jewel level, and this is something I really, really resisted because I felt like, oh, we still have student loans, I shouldn't spend any money. You have to pass up the penny tasks for $1,000 tasks. You have to start asking for help. So now I have someone that comes 3 times a week, 4 hours each day, and she plays with the kids, and I have big girl office hours, which I never had before. I would try to fit it in like you did all day long. I just finished feeding the kids lunch while I'm cleaning it up and they're playing. I'm messaging. Well, it felt like I was working all day long. And now if I just work those 4 hours, it's such a difference for me. But I think that just comes as you grow in the company. But you can, like you said, fit it in. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, you're doing something. You have to work it every single day.
Yeah, exactly. I love that you're doing something.
Yeah.
I know there's really busy people out there, but I think everybody can either get 15 minutes in the morning and then 15 minutes in the evening.
Yes.
Let's say,
go ahead. You're right. let's say you pull in the driveway, and we talked about this at the Jewel training, and you have groceries in the car. You're about to go in to unload the groceries. What if you waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you went through your Facebook feed and you messaged people, not about Plexus,
Yeah.
because guys, we have to be all about other people. If you go and you message 5 people in that 10 minutes and you just say, hey, I was thinking about you. I hope you know that I think you're one of the nicest, funniest, hilarious people. Whatever you want to say. I saw you out. Your sweater was the cutest thing ever. About ripped it off your body. Whatever it was. You're just spending time deliberately loving on people. That is why Plexus is different, because I don't care what kind of MBA you have. Salespeople are not required. This is about loving people and growing deep, meaningful relationship. My husband said, I don't know if I can love people this much, because it's true. Plexus is about loving people, and we are world changers because of it. So why did I tell you all that?
Because I think that's the perfect ending.
The end. Thank you for coming. Mwah, mwah. Thank you, Amber. You're the best. I had a great time.
I did too. Thank you. And I hope everybody could take that and use it. I got so encouraged. So thank you, Jennifer.
Me too. Thank you, Amber. I think you're the best. I'll see you soon.
I know. Yeah. See you.
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.